You're waking up early to go to the gym. You're crushing a lift, maybe a run, a cardio session, and you think to yourself, what should I eat? It's early, so you don't want to eat a full meal. You don't have time to digest that before you hit the training session. But you also don't really want to train fasted. You don't feel your best either, or you think that training fasted is your only option to being fed for that workout without eating a full meal and waiting for it to digest. Today I want to talk about what you can eat for early morning workouts or quick pre-workout meals and snacks that aren't a full meal that take hours and hours to digest and still give your body what it needs to fuel your session. Carbohydrates. One of the common misconceptions when it comes to early morning training is that people think that you have to train fasted if you're getting it in the morning because there's no other option. You're rushed, you're busy, you have a job, kids, and you're trying to get that training session in, but you don't want to take the time to eat before it. Now, I have a whole video breaking down if fasted versus fed exercise is best for you. And it goes through the nuances of who it might be okay to train fasted for if that works for you, and who I typically advise against it. So if you want to learn more, I will link that here. But for the sake of this video, I want to talk about what you can eat in the morning that's quick and efficient that doesn't require you to eat a full breakfast. So here's some examples of options that you have that can be quick, efficient, easy to digest, and support what you're doing in the gym. When you're getting ready for an early morning training session, you can have something as simple as like a go-go squeeze, these applesauce packets. I know these are kids, so that feels silly, but you can get 16 grams of carbs in one of these. And if you take a few of these in, it's a really easy way to get some carbohydrates in a way that doesn't require a lot of chewing. Digesting is really easy to get in. Or even things like fruit snacks or gummies or any sort of simple carbohydrates. You don't have to have a super technical meal to get some carbs in to support your training. Or even quick carb heavy snack things like this, like graham crackers, regular crackers, a handful of cereal can work too. Other options can be a glass of juice, maybe a glass of chocolate milk or regular milk that has carbs and protein in it as well to support your training needs. And you can even think about having sports nutrition products to support the training that you're doing. One thing I like to remind people, especially those that do endurance training or cardio training, is that if you can't eat before, you can also eat during. If you're going to do some sort of longer, intense exercise or workout that involves cardiovascular training, running, HIIT, or anything super high and hard intense, you might want to take some carbohydrates in during it. If you're not taking anything in before it, you will probably feel better and avoid that blood sugar crash after your workout and or just have a better workout session overall if you can't take it in before. The typical rule of thumb for a pre-workout meal is aiming for roughly 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight of carbs before you get to training. So for someone like me, that might be 60, 80, maybe 90 grams of carbohydrate before I'm training, and that's not always feasible in my morning sessions. But as a minimum, I like to aim for roughly maybe 30 to 50 grams if I can, through some form of food or liquids, or eating during those training sessions, especially runs. I think about this often as well if I'm doing any sort of activity that is 60 minutes or longer as well in duration. Again, we'll link our fed versus fasted video for more nuances there, whether that's right or wrong for you. But this is the approach that I think a lot of people forget and ignore, is that it doesn't have to be super fancy. You can just be getting in some carbs, water, or electrolytes to support that training. The only caveat here is this little tiny nuance in timing that I think is really important that might be the reason why you feel bad when you eat before morning workouts. If you're going to eat before an early morning training session, I encourage you to eat 30 minutes before or within 5 to 10 minutes of that workout starting. And here's why. Whenever you eat carbohydrates, you have an insulin response in your body. Your body releases insulin to help take up that glucose in order to bring it into your muscles or your bloodstream and the tissues that it needs. This isn't inherently a bad thing. However, if you have this insulin response in response to what you ate, and then you start exercise training shortly after, but not within that window of 5 to 10 minutes before, you might also get the exercise glucose uptake response that happens when you start exercising, especially cardio training. So then you get a double whammy, where the carbs that you're taking in from that early morning snack or quick breakfast before you work out is both being taken up by insulin and your muscle contractions at the same time, causing your blood glucose to drop more rapidly or lower, meaning that you feel bunky or bad despite eating carbs before your workout training. That's why I love these simple options, because you truly can wake up, drink a glass of water, take this and start your workout or start your run or whatever that looks like right away. Or another option for the people doing cardio or running is to start your run and start eating right away during that, just to get some carbs and have them in. I think this helps a little bit more with cardio or endurance, which is why I've stressed this here, because you're typically using more carbohydrates during those activities, where we see that fasted training or even lower carbohydrate training in general doesn't impact lifting performance or strength outcomes as much in our individual gym training sessions, but it can when it comes to your endurance training sessions. So you might use these strategies differently based off the type of workout that you're doing that day. Again, being fed never hurt anybody, but make sure you time it right and don't overthink making it super complicated. You don't need a full egg scramble, toast, glass of orange juice, and 3 hours of digestion before hitting the gym. You can just take your kids' snacks and get out there and get after it. If you found this video helpful and you want to learn more about how much you need pre-workout, post-workout, or even during your long running or training sessions, as well as how to eat each day to actually support your performance and training goals, I'm gonna link my fast and fed guide here. This breaks down for you how much you need to be eating across your day, before and after workouts, during workouts, and the science behind why, as well as how to do it so you can actually implement it in a way that works and supports your training and recovery, so you can actually feel good and perform well and recover even better. Otherwise, let me know what you guys want to learn in the next video. What questions about nutrition and timing and sport nutrition do you have? I'll answer in the next video. And otherwise, thank you guys for being here. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't skip your snacks.